what I'm going to do is tear down this, not tear it down fully, but there we go. I just saw it end, and now it looks like we're getting redirected. There we go. Now we're in the members only stream. That's really cool. So I think what happened is it ended the other stream, created a new one, and then just dropped you guys over. There we go. Very cool. It flickered. Yeah. It blinked and we're back. That's right. That's what I saw too. So I had it open in a different window over here to make sure that we were good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the P2S off the bench. We're gonna throw up the members project over here and we'll take a quick look. I think the camera's in a good spot to be able to see what's going on. Over here, I've got all the junk that we took out of the P2S box. So if we need to get an overhead, I can set that up to get a closer look at some stuff. But right now, I think we're fine. Let me turn this off and get this out of the way real quick. Quick flash, love it. Yeah, that was a cool feature. I've never used that before. It's relatively new. I think it came out about a month ago, I think. But I owed you guys a member stream, and I've been sandbagged so hard by West 3D on this printer that it literally just arrived the day after I got the P2S. So P2S arrived on Thursday. The kit from West 3D arrived on Friday. And so we haven't been able to do a member stream or anything like that. And I feel bad. He said, what, never? Hey, Jeremy, thanks for dropping in, man. Yeah, what, never? But Jeremy had a lot to do with it. I know he was pressing the team really hard to get that thing over here. So let me grab a box and then I'll show you what it is, Zombie. It's going to be a configured salad fork kit that I want to do Mad Max on. Ugh. So I'll move you guys around. Hey, there's some poop on the table there. Let's get that out of the way. So I hope this works. Try not to show the address. Let me get a marker and fix that really quickly. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. I'll move the camera back as well. I'm trying to adjust from one stream to another while hiding things here. All right, so big cardboard box. Inside here is a salad fork kit that I configured on the West 3D configurator. Love the idea. Wish the shipping was a little quicker. Again, that's no one in particular's fault, but Jeremy did help facilitate the movement of that. So I do want to thank him for that publicly. Still here. Yes, sir, Penguin Makers. Guess we will find out. All right, let's see. I understand there's a 30% chance of rain, 20% chance of snow, 50-50 chance of getting hit by a meteor. Oh, today in California? Probably. So we can stay in chat, but the video ends for non-members. Correct. So if you're a member, you can remain in chat. We can communicate and talk and shoot the breeze and everything. For non-members, it basically ends the stream for them. All the members will transition to a new stream. What that looks like on the back end, I don't know. I don't know if it's like two separate videos or how that works. So after we officially finish up here, I'll go in and take a look so I have a better understanding. That was one of those, hey, let's click the button and pray it works as advertised. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna take you over and kind of talk about what we did, because it was a question about what the actual kit is. Ooh, look at that. I didn't know that. You guys had the AMS now for Sunlu? Oh, wow, look at that. So you can add on a dryer to your old school AMS version 1 from Sunlu. That's new. That was not there 4 hours ago when I was on this website. But yeah, so what I did was I went in and did, let's see. Just typed in salad fork. And then they have a configurator in here. You can also do this with a V2 and a Trident and some other things. I wanted a salad fork. So I came in the configurator and just configured the stuff that I want. Pathetic Puma, who is in the chat, is going to take this black frame. And I didn't do the custom color. I just excuse me, I just chose black, and he's going to take the frame and do his magic on it. Focal point engraving, by the way, are going to do their magic on it, and we're going to customize the frame. And so that includes some design, and they're going to laser engrave a whole bunch of stuff on there. And I'm excited to see sort of the mock-up. So I got to send that off, get that back. So it may be another week or so before we can get to this. Not a huge deal because we're doing Delta Flyer next week anyway. So by the time I'm able to stream again, hopefully that frame will be back from laser engraving. So taking a look at the kit, this is it here on the site. You can get whatever you want. I chose not to get printed parts. I prefer to do my own. We're also going to do that Skeletor theme on it, and everything is printed over there in very bright yellow, neon yellow, and a darker purple. But you can get printed parts if you want. Toolhead, we chose the A4T. Yeah, so we're going to do an A4T with, I think, Sherpa Minis is what we're going to do. Hot end is going to be, to keep it easy, we're going to do the Revo Voron, but it's going to be the Revolcano. So I got the extended volcano heaters, ceramic heaters from Triangle Lab, and they'll take volcano nozzles. So you just take your Revo heat block, you insert a Hamera heat break, and then you add on this volcano heater, and it uses a volcano nozzle. Those are also going to be CHT volcano nozzles. So we'll be able to have all the flow that we would want and more with this Revo thing. So what that means is that I had to go in and modify both fan ducts. I had to then figure out what sort of docking locations we would need for the Mad Max stuff. So it'll be, actually I lied, it's not A4T, it's Anthead. We're going to use Anthead to be able to allow all this to happen. My mistake. Yeah, everything else is standard. We'll use a Nighthawk, a couple of Nighthawks for control, and I'm not going to do CAN bus or anything like that, so it'll be Nighthawks. And controller will be, I think, an M8P is what I have over there for it. Yeah, so that's sort of the plan. And you guys had a big part in that. You are the ones that answered the polls and put out in the chat what we were going to do. And so thanks for those that participated. But this is what you get in the kit. It's packed well. Very similar to any other printer kit you would get. And comes with the motors. These are Teflon coated LDO motors. So probably the same that you would get in a V0 if you wanted to do that. Or any of the other printers for ants. And it came with all the, what do you call these? Screw nuts, Acme nuts, lead screw nuts. Came with those. In here are things for a Galileo. So we'll be able to do, what's the ant head extruder? WWG2, I think it is called. So this is a kit for that. I need to get another, unless I have one over there, another G2 kit. And then you get your extruder motor here, LDO standard 9-tooth motor. Electronics wise, we have a CB2, but I do have a CM5. So I'm going to use a real Raspberry Pi CM5 for it. So this will just kind of go on the shelf as a spare. What is this? These are a bunch of 2209 MKS drivers. I don't remember ordering these. I guess they come with the kit, but sure. What else? A couple of AB motors in here. So these are your NEMA 14s. It's what all of them are going to use. I wish they were long shaft. I do have some long shaft down there. That way we can do double shear. I'm not 100% sure that I am prevented from doing double shear with these standard 25mm motors, but in the instance that we are, I do have some other NEMA 14s down there with long shafts on it that we can use in that case. The thing I was really happy to see is there's the small power supply. So you get the UHP 200 to keep things neat and tidy. If you try to put a full size in there, you're going to use up a lot of space. Nighthawks in here. I've got another one on the shelf, so that's why there's only one versus two. This is A4T cutter. Again, if we use ant head, this is irrelevant. We'll have to use a leaf cutter instead. One thing I didn't know at the time is that West was going to have the super blades, is what I'm calling them. The new cutter blades that are supposed to stay sharper longer and that kind of stuff. So I'll probably have to pick some of those up, but this is the A4T version of it. Maybe this can go on something else. And then it came with a bed. It's got the heater not installed, so it's a kit. We'll have to put the heater on, get that stuck down. All my linear rails are here. These look like Berserker rails. Yep. So Berserker rails. And then in a layer below is where I found the frame, the panels. So it comes with all the panels. And then down below that, if I can get under there, this box is so unwieldy. Under that, we've got all the rest of the stuff. So frame kit was here. I've already pulled that out and packed it up so that I can ship it off tomorrow to Pathetic Puma for his service. He's going to donate his services to the stream, so thank you so much for offering to do that. We've got a pretty good idea, I think, and so I'm excited to see what that looks like when it comes back. There's other things and stuff in here, so like a little bit of a hardware kit. Comes with its own grease, which is awesome. What is this? This is a TFT 43, so we'll have another one of those. There's some other hardware, some BMG hardware in here for the ant head, like I said. Some A4T hardware in here. So they just included all the other stuff that I ordered into one giant box, which is great. So all that's in there. There's fans galore, SSR, bracketry. What else did I get? So some Triangle Lab BMG kit stuff, belts and cable chains. Always good to have extras of those. And this is the main board. This is the M8P. Yeah, M8P V2. And then there's nothing else after that. But this is going to be the members build. And so the idea is that we probably do this on Saturdays. I just haven't figured out a good time. During the week, I don't have a lot of time in the afternoons, and so if I only did, 1 hour or 2 hour streams, we would never get done with the build. And so maybe it's a bi-weekly on a Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna sort of leave it open to you guys on what works the best, because you are the ones supporting the stream. So if you want to tell me what works best, that's what I'll tell you we'll do. Weekdays are hard for me though, so just keep that in mind. Weekends are best. And so maybe it's just like this. Maybe we do like a normal, and then we transition over to a members only. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like chat froze. One second, you probably respond to me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so my chat froze in the other window here. So if I missed your chat, I do apologize. Let me see. Jeremy tried. Yeah, you tried very hard. It eventually worked. What bike is that? It looks really speedy. It's a bit nuts. It's a Triumph Street Triple RS. It's a 2020. It's a sport bike with no fairings, and it's got a upright handlebar on it, so they call it a naked bike. I'm from the south, so we say naked. BMW R1300 RT, nice. Let's see, it flipped it to top chat instead of keeping it on live chat. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Sorry it took so long to arrive. Glad we finally got it in. Yeah, do a bomb check on that and let me know. Yeah, I'll do that. I think I'm missing, sorry, I'm still catching up on the chat. It froze on my side. So I need another Nighthawk and probably some other stuff, but I'll go through the bomb and I'll check it with you. Not worthy, not worthy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. This is what you get for being a member. Expedite it. Need to send you that mock-up. Yeah, no worries. Pathetic Puma. The what now? I saw that Micro Swiss came out with a hot end for the Centauri. It's about half the price of the print. I saw that as well. Micro Swiss is not cheap, and that's for a good reason. They are really good. Nice shirt. Yeah, you like it? This is my Hedgehogs Make shirt. So I was supposed to link up with Zombie in another week, I think it was, on the 8th. And I just can't swing it. I gotta go. So that kind of impacts the stream 2 Sundays from now. So like I said, next Sunday is going to be Delta Flyer. But the Sunday after that is the 7th. That's the day I leave on a business trip. And I don't come back until Tuesday. And so not only am I gonna miss my normal Sunday stream, but I'm also gonna not be able to stream with Zombie on that Monday. And that kind of sucks. So I thought about like playing 6 so I didn't have to go, but you know, find something better. I appreciate it. I hope you do. Good luck. But yeah, I don't have a Lee Marie shirt. Those are like hen's teeth. They're hard to find. So that's what's going on with that. Mischievous, stay safe. Yeah, trying. Yeah, we're just going down to San Antonio. I'm not doing anything crazy. We're going to San Antonio to visit some of our other folks. I didn't know this until a couple of months ago, but our office has, not only here where I'm at, 375 people, but we have another, like another 90 that work in San Antonio at a different location. And I've never been out there to visit. So we're going to go out and visit those guys and, I don't know, spend a couple days seeing what they're working on. But it should be good. Get to go to Texas, stop by some Buc-ee's. It's going to be great. Other than that, those are the kind of big things. P2S came in, members build came in, Pathetic Puma's going to hook us up. There's, what am I looking at over here? Delta Flyer stuff over there I need to get after. So didn't want to keep you guys too long. I said about 20 minutes. And so this is the update for what we're going to do for members. If you guys have any questions, I'll take them. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and cut the stream here in a couple of minutes. Everybody good? We got a good idea about the build. What do we think? Oh, sorry. A Bit Nut said you have one of those sun lids. It's not as nice as configurable as the iBoss, but it's half the price. iBoss pissed me off though. So iBoss, they put out their Tetris, right? The Tetris AMS heater thing. And then, be excited to see the frame? Yeah, I'll show it to you as soon as I get it. iBoss put out their Tetris, and then they said, oh, by the way, it's delayed. And that's a thing that happens. It's not a huge deal, right? But oh, it's delayed. It's going to be a while. And then crickets for weeks and weeks. And then they come out and they say, oh, by the way, if you don't need individual 4-chamber heating and drying, you can get away with 2-chamber heating and drying by buying our dais instead of the Tetris. We'll just refund you the difference. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Let's do that. That sounds like not only will it be easier to use, I don't need drying individually on every spool. It'll be easier to use. It's cheaper. And it sounds like they've already got it figured out, and it'll ship faster too. So I did that. Well, here it is 6 months later. They're not talking about dais. They're not showing it anywhere. They continue to try to push Tetris, which to my knowledge still hasn't gone out to those folks that have pre-ordered and stuff. And so I canceled. I canceled my dais because I'm not going to get the runaround with no in sight. I'm not willing to do that. So it's been over 6 months at this point since they started. And yeah, so you probably have my dais, Zombie. But yeah, like I had no end date. They couldn't give me a date when it might ship, when I could expect it, none of it. So I canceled the order. Not to mention my AMSs are AMS2 now, which dry natively. So not a big deal. It doesn't fit in your current space because it makes the AMS higher. Yeah. So I did order, that's another update too. So I did order the Panda Perch, which is the rack that goes on top of the H2D. And that's going to make my AMS taller too. And because my AMS is on the floor under a shelf, it's, yeah, I think I'm not going to be able to open the lid anymore. Like it'll still fit, but I won't be able to open it without moving it. And it only works with AMS 1. Oh, on the dryer? Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. So there's all these like negative aspects of it that they're not talking about. and won't communicate on. So for that reason, that just seems super shady to me, and I'm not down to do that. But who knows, man? We'll see. I hope you get to use it at least before you get, I don't know, have no use for it. Been drying while printing from your Anycubic for a year? What Anycubic do you have? Do you have like the Cobra with a K? That always trips me out. Like we say Cobra with a K, Cobra S1. Okay, so Cobra with a K sounds like cinnamon with a S, and we all know where cinnamon works, and so does Cobra work there too. That's where my mind goes. You've had the Tetris for over a month? Well, you're lucky. When did you pre-order it though? That's the question. Like, did you have to wait 6 months like the rest of us? Don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to waiting 6 months for a thing. I'm opposed to zero communication. I'm opposed to don't take my money on day one, but then don't ship my thing for 6 months and never tell me that it's delayed or give me any idea of when it might ship, or explain any of the challenges that you're seeing or give any sort of information. That's not okay to me. That's not okay. And it's enough to make me not trust you, which means I'm going to cancel and not support. It's kind of like that Wonder Maker. No, it wasn't that long. You got the offer to switch but didn't take it. Communication is key. Yeah. Like, again, I think most people are not upset if they got to wait a little bit because manufacturing was delayed or tariffs hit and now they have to figure out what that looks like, or their supplier did not provide high quality enough parts. Things like that happen. It's a reality of doing what we do. But if you don't share that information, it just looks like you took the money and run. Trying to get your hands on index for your Trident. Just print out of a Space Pi on that one whenever you can get it. Yeah, I would love to have an index on Trident. So the Trident I have is a 350 over there. Right now it's got a Box Turtle. I would love to take Box Turtle, put it on something else because that's sort of plug and play with some firmware, and then add index to that Trident. It's a 350, so it makes sense to have a lot of capability. The only thing well, actually no. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is it's a big printer, so it's meant to print big. Turning it into a multicolor machine, unless I do large multicolor prints, it'd be a little bit of a waste of a machine. So we'll see where it ends up. My thought is that it goes on the Trident. I would really love to put that tube on the Trident instead and do that because it's all-wheel drive, everything is CNC'd, and it's large, so it makes sense to have a high-flow hot end on something like that. And maybe an index could go on the original V2 that I have over there in the corner. I think that may be the better option, but honestly, I don't have one. I was not able to pre-order one, so it's not even in the planning phase. You in the frozen Arco debacle for a year till you bailed. Best, yeah, exactly. Arco didn't happen. And then what was the other one? The what's it called? The loop extruder, where you could just like dump your old filament in the top and it would extrude new filament for you. I think it was called a looper. Your Trident's a 300. Jabberwocky right now, 3 MS filaments list. Nice. What do you think about the Jabberwocky? Loop is a scam. I don't doubt it. It seemed like a scam from day one. Not everything is meant to come to market, so be smart, get educated as best you can to learn about some of these kinds of things and have some understanding of what's possible and what's not. Because companies will, you know, focus on the good and not even talk about or consider the negative. The loop was a scam. Yeah, I think the loop was a scam. Jabberwocky doesn't have much time in it yet. Tough build. But so far, prints and cuts nice. Good. If it prints and cuts nice, that's what a hot end is supposed to do. So it sounds like it's working for you. I know it was kind of built to pair with the box turtle, but I think it's a little bit expensive. Is it much more expensive than buying all the parts individually yourself and putting them together? Not much more, but it is kind of convenient to have everything in one box and just comes together. At some point, we'll find out how many people lost some money. I don't know if we will. I don't know if we will. Dual filament sensor is unnecessary. The sensor is all that is needed. Yeah, Chicken. Yeah, one sensor is all that's needed. I think it talks about that in Box Turtle documentation as well. I think originally they might have had 2 sensors, but then recommended going down to 1. But that was for Filamatrix, I believe. And so if Filamatrix can do it with 1, I would imagine any toolhead can do it with just the 1. Looking at other options from Jabberwocky for more flow. Yeah. Try what I'm doing, Zombie. I don't think I have it with me. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can grab this. I've got so much stuff over here. So I had a box of parts with all the things that I'm going to put into the member build. I think I've got the Revolcano over here as I drop things on the floor. It's over here somewhere. Unless I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. I don't have it. But I do. Oh, no way. I just knocked all that over. That's a future Killer Prince problem. But yeah, so you just take one of these, you throw a Chimera in here, and then you get a volcano heat block from Triangle Lab. So it's a longer, just show you. It's a longer one, and it works great. So if you just go to Alley, then we look for, I think it's called the CHCB or something. Yeah, this guy here. You get one of these. So what I do is you can buy your Revo heat block. I think it's 30 bucks. Then you buy this kit for 30 bucks. Or you can buy just this portion if you want, but you need the Chimera heat break. And so if you can find that cheaper somewhere else, maybe you save a couple dollars. This is the easiest solution that I found. So 65-ish dollars for this. Put them together, and now you have a Volcano, which will flow more than a normal Revo. Throw a CHT in there, and now you're really unlocking some capability. And it fits in the ant head tool head, which also has a cutter. And so if that's what you're sort of looking for, you could definitely do that. That is the plan for this build, by the way. 3MS was made for old motors and extruders you had lying around. Oh, made from, got you. Jabberwocky could use it. More flow, yes. Yeah, I don't know if, I'm not familiar with Jabberwocky in that way. Like, I don't know what tool heads, I'm sorry, what hot ends it can use. I think it's designed for a bamboo hot end. But if you're looking for more flow with a tool head, I mean, you could go tube compact as well. I believe there's an ant head mod out there for that. I just like the idea of being a little bit weird, and tube compact is not shipping yet. How do I know that? Because that's another one of those items I'm waiting for. Not to mention, still waiting for the Pika for the X1 Carbon. Fetus is conch like the A1. Yeah, conch is pretty good. Tube is going to flow more though. Tube is going to flow more. And then a Volcano CHT I think will do roughly, like maybe just a little less than a tube, but somewhere in the 30 range, Volcano with a CHT. So, I mean, on a small printer like a 180, I think that's more than enough. Zombie, I think it really depends on what you're putting it on. Hopefully it's a bigger printer so you can actually get up to the accelerations you want. Oh, sorry, the speed you want. But, guys, I think we're going to wrap. Your all-wheel drive Trident 300. There you go. Yeah, so tube compact would be perfect for that. I have back here is the inertia cube. and that's running a tube compact. That is also a 300 all-wheel drive, very much like your Trident. So, except it's a 3030 frame, so very beefy. I know yours is Easy Bake, I believe, or Doom, one of the two. So very similar, and that runs a tube compact, and fantastic, perfect choice. Panda Juicer isn't any more flow either. Yeah, it's not. They have a high flow version. I don't know what that looks like. It's similar in cost to the stock Bamboo stuff anyway, and Bamboo has high flow versions of their nozzles. Why not just do that? Slice Mako for the X1 Carbon prints so well now with E3D Obsidian CHT that I'm a bit shy to change it. Yeah, so I've got the Panda Revo that I've never installed. E3D sent it over, never put it in the machine, and now that things are moving along, E3D now has the high flow Obsidian 500, and they came out with this Obsidian one that I've been running in this machine for over 2 years. I've put carbon through it, glass through it, PLA, PETG, nylon, yeah, a lot of stuff, and it's handled it all. It prints just fine like day one. Panda Revo, but also, yeah, it is, right? So that's the problem with the Revo system in general, is that it's still very similar to a V6. So in that 12 to 15 millimeters cubic section, and so unless you get the high flow nozzle, which really only takes you to like maybe 19, 20, it doesn't really outflow something like a tube or anything else. Plus it's roughly the same cost. So if you go Panda high flow, I'm sorry, Revo high flow with the high flow heater and the Revo system, you're already in the neighborhood of looking at what a tube compact costs. But that will allow you to use bigger heaters, different thermistors, any nozzle you want. Plus, if you ever clog it or get a blob of death, you heat it with a torch and replace the components. You can't really do that with the Revo system. Supposedly 35 cube, but not what you see. We'll do 35 on short stretch. Yeah. Yeah, so there's max flow and then there's max usable flow. This is something that we do in testing when we test airplane stuff. So yeah, when I'm in a dive, I can reach a different speed than I can when I'm flying straight really fast. And so there's usable speed and then maximum speed. And that's what is different. I'm not going to descend in an airplane to max speed for that long of a time, because eventually I'm going to hit the ground or the ocean. And so what is my max usable speed before the engines give up and, you know, I run out of fuel or whatever? That is the actual number. And so it's similar to what we talk about with 3D printing. My speed that I can use for everyday prints without looking like absolute garbage may be one number, but then when I don't care what that object looks like and I just hit go, that may be a different speed. So 35, definitely too much for a Panda Juicer, probably too much for like a Fetus as well. I would back it off maybe 10-15%, and that's probably usable speed. But you'll have to print some stuff that you normally print and see what it looks like. What does that layer adhesion look like? Things like that. So testing is important. Panda Revo with Ruby nozzle, nice. On the Ender 3 NG. That's very cool. I'm curious about the Ender 3 NG. I decided to take my Ender 3 a different route. That one is over there on the floor, still waiting to be done. I thought I was going to get to it over the last 4-day holiday we had. I didn't. I ended up having to do a bunch of other stuff that was more high priority than working on that printer. So still TBD. For those that know, you know. And so I think what I need to do now is put the P2S on the Panda station over there, put the X1 Carbon on the shelf over there, and then figure out, I don't know, what the mounting solution for the station looks like. Short hops have melted filament ready to go. Printing across the plate. Yes, correct. It can't melt it fast enough. I know there's a 60 watt high flow heater. The one that normally comes on it is a 40 watt. So this is a 60 watt heater. So it should be able to put more heat into it. But again, like, you're going to run into the orifice size at some point. 2NG is going to do the Vorender project next. Nice. You must be like an Ender fanboy. You really like Enders. I've only ever had the one. It was my first printer. I've still got it. I'm converting it into something else. But I thought it was going to be the NG. 60 watt didn't how much? Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, X1 Carbon, it's not going to get the best, you know, speed. It's faster than what we had when it came out and when it was released, and it's still, you know, pretty up there while giving good quality. If you're going for speed, like, that doesn't really jive with quality, and so you need to sort of choose one. You buy Ender frames off eBay. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I need to do that. Wow, that high flow 500, yes, correct. A bit nuts. It is expensive. That's why there's not one here unless E3D sends it to me. $150 is, you know, part of the way to a P2S. You can get an entire printer for that. I think the A1 Mini is only like $200. So for $150, you can almost be there. Just don't drink coffee for a month. $25 gets a full frame and then build a good machine with it. Dude, I don't know where you're getting your frame. I've never seen an Ender frame for 25 bucks. I need the lowdown on that. If that were the case, I would probably build an Ender 3NG. I've got all the kit. I got the kit from AliExpress with the idea that I was going to do it, and then it just never worked out. And I ended up moving and all these other things, so never really got around to the project. Found this other project, and so started going that direction instead. But still have all the rods and the bearings and all the things to do it. Just didn't do it. So we're roughly at the 40-minute mark, folks. I do appreciate members coming out and hanging out, talking trash behind the scenes and showing off things. Thanks for participating and telling me what you want to see on the build. If you have any other ideas, feel free to send those over to me by any means that works for you. DM or post in the server, whatever makes sense. I'll be posting some members' shots behind the scenes for members only, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. I'll give you an update on what the frame looks like when the frame comes back, those sorts of things. So thanks for being you. Thanks for the support and the love. If you want merch, there is merch that you can get through Fourth Wall. I think we posted that earlier today. So if you want to be one of the cool kids that gets to wear other people's logos and whatnot, you can go there and get all the stuff and things and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, head inside. I'm starting to lose my voice at this point anyway. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Thanksgivings. Go spend time with your families. Do all the fun things. We work our tails off all the time, and for those that gotta work on Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. I hope you get a day, but go do something fun. It's the season. So we'll catch up later. I'll let you guys know what's going on. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week.